because the guys that she's used to, she's accustomed to being with, they're not interested in her anymore, or she just gets tired of them stringing her along with sex and using her for sex. So she wants more, but those guys aren't offering more. So that's when she starts to look elsewhere, lower her standards or get realistic standards, because the difference between a marriage-minded woman and the fun-time girl, the fun-time girl will continue to have fun, but it's not even a wall at this point. It's just they realize that the men that I want don't want me for commitment. And then they'll start to look around. Well, who does? More average men will do that. Now, depending on how long they take to get to that phase, that's going to determine the type of man that she qualifies for marriage with. The sooner she realizes it, the better, right? But
He went away. Let's see what we got here. Okay, let's try Lexi. Let's see if it
I'll try
works
me.
now. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Let's see. I hope so. I think I can
Uh,
hear you.
I hope so
Lex,
too.
Lexi, where you calling us from, honey?
I am calling from Northern Virginia, near DC.
Okay.
Yes.
How old are you?
I am 29 years old.
29.
Yes.
What do you do for a living?
She's 29. She looks like she might be older than that, or maybe it's just her camera. It look like this is I don't even know what quality of picture that is, but man, she looks like she could be older than what she says. But hey, that's what she says. That's what we're gonna go by. But she did say her name is Lexi. Was it? Yeah, it is Lexi. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Man, she got to get a better camera though, cause oh yeah, she definitely needs a better camera. I'm looking at her Instagram. It's like, yeah, she needs a better camera.
I run a private ambulance company in Washington, D.C. with my sister currently.
You run a private ambulance company?
That's interesting.
Okay. That's impressive. You have any kids?
No children.
No. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Libra. Best sign.
Lexi, and you said Northern DC, right?
You Northern Virginia, DC.
Yeah. Oh, just DC. Oh, Northern Virginia or DC. Okay. Can I just say, okay, Northern Virginia. Lexi, Northern Virginia, 29, Libra. You run a nonprofit for ambulance?
A private ambulance company. So instead of those services that you go through 911 for, it's more like private, like go from home to hospital and then nursing facilities to hospital. So it's like scheduled appointments pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
And no children.
No.
Are you like a fitness pro? I was like, because you look like you're in really great shape.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. What kind of man you looking for, honey?
Ooh, girl. I want a manly man. I want somebody who can appreciate a good woman when they see one. And then I want somebody who is just honest about themselves, someone who's confident, someone who works hard, who is going to pay attention to the small details within me, so I just want a manly man.
Okay.
Okay.
What are your deal breakers?
Nothing specific, but okay.
I don't have too many right off the bat, but right off the bat, I'll say smoking. No smokers.
Okay.
And that's everything? That's cigarettes, weed, everything?
Oh, no, just cigarettes.
Okay. Cigarettes.
But then within the relationship, people who are dishonest, they're disrespectful, like that comes, after you start dating someone.
Okay. Okay. Does he have to look a certain way?
Well, because I keep up with my fitness, I would love for my future man to do the same and look the same. I'm only 5'4", but I would like someone who's like 5'9" and up. I won't go too high, but I like my men tall. So
yeah. Okay. What about money? Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
I'll say he doesn't have to be a multimillionaire, no, but I want someone who's either on my level or above me so we can build together.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we can build together. So
what
this is Lexi, VA, 29, Libra, owns her own private ambulance company, no kids. Could he have kids?
Yes, he can have kids.
Do you
As
want
long
kids
as the
yourself?
relationship with the mother of their children is, because 9 times out of 10, I'm almost 30. So yeah, all these guys that I've been meeting, they have children. So I can't say no to them if they're a good guy. So,
Okay. Do you want kids yourself one day?
yes, I do.
All right, let's do the cancer cam. This should be a good one. That's what you do for a living.
Okay. Let me see. I've been ready. My sister told me about your podcast and everything. I'm like, oh, I have to come over and
Yeah, great shape. You look really good.
thanks, girl. You too.
Thank you. So when was your last relationship, Lexi?
So crazy thing is, I have actually never been in a serious relationship.
Whoa.
But I've been
Whoa.
dating here and there. My last situationship was
Whoa. Yeah. So she has not required commitment up to this point. She's only been having sex with guys. No commitment. So at this point, is she looking for marriage? We don't know, but basically, she's the fun time girl. So, now that, you know what? That brings the income thing into question then, because you've been with these guys, but none of them have offered you commitment yet. So, and she wasn't very specific about the income of the guy. And I think it's because she's used to dealing with guys who are probably on the higher end of income. Because again, he doesn't have to be a multimillionaire or a millionaire. Well, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of room up under that. So exactly what are we talking about? Is she looking for 666? Because she already said he's got to be in shape. He doesn't have to be a millionaire, but I mean, And then the guys you're with, or she's been with so far, none of them have offered her commitment, and she's about to talk about a situationship. Is she looking for 666? Let's go.
Was about 5 months ago, on and off for a few years, but now I'm dating to get married.
Okay, so she is looking
I'm
for
not
marriage.
playing any games.
Translation, I'm tired of... I was about to say something. Ooh, man. I had to do it running. So, in the past tense, but she's tired of men using her for sex, and she wants commitment now. Well, yeah, this Instagram is well, we're gonna come back to that eventually. Let's keep going though.
Yeah, no. If you come correct, then
So you're 29.
Yes.
Are you a virgin?
No.
So
I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. No, I'm
well,
not.
the only reason I asked is because you said you've never been in a relationship, so you never required a relationship for sex.
Did she miss the part where she
You
said
know what? That's a
situationship?
great answer. A great question.
No,
I
she
should
hasn't.
have.
Exactly.
And that's a flaw of mine. I feel like I'm working on now, not giving myself too much to these guys, right off the bat. But, maybe somebody can prove to me why I should be in a relationship. So.
Oh, so you enjoy just having sex without the relationship then too?
No, I'd rather not.
You just said maybe someone should prove to you.
Guys, this is the first picture on her Instagram. Oh my God! Okay. All right, let's keep going because that's
You why you
right.
should be in a relationship.
Based off of efforts goes. So right now I'm dating, but I'm not involving myself with people like that, if that makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense to you, does it?
No, I want to get it. So you're saying now you're dating men that you can marry?
No, so I'm in a phase literally right now, these past couple months where I'm mentally wanting to date to marry. So anybody new, I want to not put my 100% efforts in them, no like sexual efforts into them until I can get the reciprocal.
Hey, Chris, no, that's not Derek Jackson. That's Usher. She's talking. And hold on, let me bring this back because y'all, this is Usher. You're not married, are you? No, baby, just come here for me. That's what she told Usher, and she's never been in a relationship. She's okay. Let's keep going. This is oh boy, I'm telling you.
Efforts back to me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But are you
It's kind
still
of confusing, but it's, you know.
But are you still sleeping with them before they give you these efforts?
Ooh, great question.
You know what? I think it will all depend on the number of dates we go on, and like I'm huge on communication. If I
Ladies, but I know y'all get irritated when I say this, but I'm gonna keep embedded it into y'all heads.
She's not big on communication. That's a lie. Or unless she just didn't want she just didn't want commitment, which brings up another red flag because, well, not necessarily a red flag, but it's something to consider though. Because you have a woman who is not looking for commitment and is just looking for casual sex. Fun time girl written all over it. I mean, and she's attractive too. So let me stop before I go down the rabbit hole. Let me just press play.
As long as y'all continue to have sex with men without requiring a relationship, forget relationships. Find a way to get comfortable in situationships. Because so many women have come on my show and y'all all have a reason, you all have an excuse. But at the end of the day, the fact still remains. Y'all are not requiring committed relationships anymore. And now men know that. And you're beautiful. You're a whole bodybuilder. Like, you're in immaculate shape. And you are willing to participate in a sexual activity without a committed relationship. So literally, if I'm a man that's attractive, got some money, doing well in life, why would I settle down when I could sleep with plenty of women? That's true. What would make me settle down? Have you ever thought about that, women? Like, think of it from the guy's point of view. If every woman that comes on my show and they all have a reason, are willing to sleep with men without saying we are exclusive, why would a man make someone exclusive?
I'm not gonna lie, I've been on every like dating app you can think of. I don't know if like these guys have like too many options.
They absolutely have too many options.
And that's like, I don't know. They
have a lot of options
here.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the guy has to want to be in a relationship, right? So like that's rule number one. Like, he has to desire it. You can't make a man that doesn't want to be in a relationship be in a relationship. So don't waste your time on that guy. But the guys that want to be in a relationship, they do seek quality. But you got to show up as that quality. Right. If you show up like every other girl
and you come off as the fun time girl, marriage-minded men walk the other way. In their heads, they just label you as a 304 and keep moving. Or if they there is a chance that they're marriage-minded, but they're just going to continue to have sex with you in the meantime until they meet their future wife, and then it's, they're moving on, and all of a sudden you can't figure out why it didn't work out. Look, I'm gonna say this is, if you want to be the fun time girl, got nothing against you, you go and do that, but understand the consequences that come with that later in life. And it seems to be happening a lot sooner than later. Men are just not going to take you serious. So the fun time does run out. I mean, there we go. But let's keep going though. Let's see. Chris says, does she have, her skin. At first I thought it was her webcam. It just wasn't, like the resolution was off, but no, you can see it in her Instagram. Like her skin is two-toned.
Who says I'm this, that, but at the end of the day, your actions don't prove it. Then you prove to this man again that it's a man's world. That's why men feel like they got the upper hand right now.
That's true. You're not wrong.
I mean, I'm just saying, ladies. I'm just saying. What are 3 flaws you think you have to work on?
Just not giving myself up too easily with guys, and just, I mean, I'm more mentally mature now than I was before, so just keep working on that on myself and getting off these dating apps. Because I'm a personable person. Like, I'm a people person. I talk to anybody. If I see a guy at the bar, I'm going to walk up to them. I have no problem. I have that much confidence in myself to ask them, hey, are you single? Can I get your number, your IG, whatever? So
Don't believe that. Don't believe that. That's not true. If you don't meet her requirements, she's avoiding you altogether.
I have no problem in that department. It's just these guys out here, especially my age group. Oh my goodness, it's, unless I'm wrong, I don't know, Kendra.
No, I mean, there's really not a lot of reasons for a man to settle down with one woman right now.
Yeah,
unless he really, really wants to settle down with one woman, and that's usually a guy that. I mean, there are men like that, of course. They're looking for women to partner with life with. They want to have children. There's certain things that they desire, so they need that partner for that desire. But you gotta seek those type of men.
Yeah.
I will say this: I'm obviously dropping a dating app, so I do believe in the app space. But I do believe your reality is your first pool. So I'm with you. I do believe
And I agree
that
with
you
her.
should date within your reality, the men you're seeing every day, the women you're seeing every day. That's your real life.
Yeah, I agree with her. You believe it or not, past a certain age point, there's a good chance that you already met your spouse. You just didn't recognize it. And for women in particular, and it's only because we as men we approach, but women in particular, a lot of times they miss the man who was supposed to be their husband because their standards were not realistic, and there was no one around to vet the guys for them. So a lot of times women end up, especially when they're in their early 20s, they end up looking for things or looking for qualities in guys that are good in the short term. This is why when women talk about being impatient, how you should take note of that, because that means that there's a good chance that you're not vetting men for long-term things. So we're going to go ahead and she's, I don't even think we got through the 3 qualities, but we already know she's impatient. That's why she hasn't been in a relationship. She's not asking for commitment because, again, she's getting what she wants when she wants it, which is ironic because it sounds like, I got 2 daughters, 4 and 6. That sounds like something that they do. It's like, I want it now, and if I don't get it now, I'm going to throw a fit. So, we got impatient down there. I can't even remember what the other things were because I'm honestly, there was just too much other stuff going on here that it's like, wow. But let's keep going.
Dating pool. And if you don't like that, then you gotta change your reality, and only you can figure that out. But I didn't ask you this question. You don't have to answer it. When was the last time you was intimate with someone?
It's been like a week and a half ago.
Who was he?
What I tell you guys, ladies, if you're watching this, there is no right answer to that question. All the answers are bad. Just decline it. Remember, a lady doesn't discuss such things in front of thousands of people. But, I mean, she's the fun time girl, so there we go. Just had sex last week, and they're interested to see if she says this guy's an option. Because if he's not, then you just tacked on another body for no apparent reason, right?
So it's funny story. So I started talking to him from one of the dating apps maybe about 4.5 years ago. It was going well, and then he just always canceled dates here and there. So I was like, whatever, I'm not going to deal with this person anymore. Then come last year, we hung out once. It just fizzled out. Then this year we started hanging out again. It's only been like the second time. And, it went well, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's becoming more comfortable. And
so she made it to the 3rd date, and that was all it took. Third date in 2 years.
I guess he feels like he doesn't have to try anymore, but that's not going to keep me interested in you at all. Like, I'm going to keep moving forward with more men, especially men who are.
You think he cares? You had sex with him.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
He got
Oh my
married.
God.
Like everything you saying, who cares? He got to hit it. So you could go on to another man. You told me he blew you off a year ago. He didn't get any better. He came back a year later, and he still got to have sex with.
How much y'all want to bet she's raised by a single mom? I'm having a hard time believing that you have a father in the picture and you're behaving like this. I want to meet the man who's vetting these guys for her. We need to have because it's just, again, this speaks to if she's looking for marriage, because I don't think she said that. She talked about commitment. But if she's looking for marriage, if you're a marriage-minded man, you need to start asking. You have these situations with guys. Okay, who is vetting these guys for you? All right. If it's no one, that's fine. Okay, but it brings up another question though, because if you've gone the majority of your adult life without following a man's leadership as far as vetting for guys, then how in the world are you going to follow my leadership in the marriage? How? So we have to, that's a tough question to ask, but you got to start asking it if you're looking to get married. Now, I'm not saying you need to ask that on the first date, but at some point that needs to be addressed. Because again, if the woman that you think is marriage potential, if she has no male figure, no male family member that she trusts to vet men for her, then how is she going to follow your leadership? Is it a deal breaker? No, because again, you got 6 qualities here. Relationships are about balance. She may be providing you with enough value that it's not important, but don't get me wrong. You definitely need to address the issue. Let's keep going.
With you, so he won.
Yeah, you sound just like my sister right now.
I mean, I don't think women understand that. Like, okay, go see with somebody else. I already slept with you too, so you're not doing anything.
I'm just such a hopeless romantic, and like, I yearn for a committed relationship with somebody in the future so much that I feel like, okay.
But you gave all the reason. You told, I don't know, this is my first time meeting you, but you gave all of his flags. Yeah. He was flaky years ago. He's still flaky. He's comfortable being flaky. We had 2 dates and then I slept with him. And this is why men are not, literally what you just said, that guy got to sleep with you. And I'm assuming he's attractive because you're attractive.
I mean, he's not my like normal type, but yeah, he's a Libra as well. So like we have more like in common with like our personality.
Oh God.
I just feel like
how do you know what did you have things in common in your personality? You've been on 2 dates. 2 dates. I guarantee this guy faked the whole thing, right? He just he's mirroring you. The energy that you're putting off, he's putting it right back. But then all of a sudden, you're having sex with the guy, and then you wonder, I don't know, it kind of just fizzled out. No, it didn't. You never knew this guy to begin with. Oh my God, man, this is why the vetting process is so important. Because again, if dad was in her life, there's no way these guys are going to be coming around pulling this crap. Because there's just not. This is so easy to see through that and look, I don't fault the women here for not understanding how this stuff works with men. I want to know where her father is. And why is he not stepping in? Now, she mentioned being an entrepreneur, going into business with her sister. So we haven't addressed this because it hasn't come up here. But how much y'all want to bet she's strong and independent? It's like because again, this is the pictures. I mean, oh boy, this caption says it all. Usher, you're not married, are you? Me, no, baby. Just come here for me. Oh boy. And this goes on. Okay.
Women, women mess the game up. That's just what it is, child. Because having sex is like rewarding a man for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Like no matter what he did, he still got rewarded for bad behavior. So you're teaching him. Words do not teach, actions teach.
Yeah.
Remember that, ladies. It don't matter what you say. Your actions are your true teacher. So if a guy could not show up, cancel, flake out on dates, go missing for a year and a half, come back around, talk to you, and in 2 days get to sleep with you, he won.
Girl, and that's what I need to work on, not allowing these guys to take advantage of me in that way. That way I can actually potentially get into a relationship that I want.
It's just probably not going to be the guy that you want to sleep with. I think these perks go for the men who like a lot of the women want, right?
Yeah.
They make the guys they really don't like. Here's a rule: treat.
So Kendra is alluding to something that I was actually going to bring up in the summary, because well, let's keep going because
every guy like he's ugly. Treat every guy like you really don't like him, because women give different rules for fine men or men with money or whatever, men with big penises, whatever your thing is, over a man who you don't really desire. And if you started treating every man like you really don't care what he got or whatever it is, then you can see who could really be relationship potential. But y'all reward bad behavior too much when y'all have sex with these men still.
That's true. Well, thank you so much for that advice, girl.
And I mean, and you're beautiful. I mean, you're in shape. Like, you have a lot. But a woman like you, is it holding up the standards high? What are we going to do, child? But let's see, Lexi. I think you are sweet. And I think you're learning. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I am like the jack of all trades of women. I don't require a lot, but I do require somebody to be a gentleman. So, you get what you
don't require a lot. 3 dates and that's in 2 years. 3 dates in 2 years. That's what you. God. Oh man, this is. Oh boy. Wow.
What you get with me? You're gonna have fun. You're gonna have a good time. Let's build a great foundation together.
And there you have it. Yeah. All right, boo. How can he reach out to you?
My IG is right there. So.
Lexi_B.
All right, let's take a look at her IG. Now, let's see. Like I said, she's attractive, and her camera is low resolution because, again, she is attractive. Now, I did notice in her profile that it says that she does dance, fitness, modeling, pole. Okay. VCU. Is that alum? Is that supposed to be alumni? I don't know. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Because it's a lot of thirst traps on here. But the thing you got to keep in mind is that what industry is she working in? I know she talked about, medical transportation, but again, she does. I think that's just something that happened recently, because most of these photos are professional. Like this here, that's a professional photographer, and it looks like she's at a fashion show. So it's hard to hold that type of these type of photographs against her, because this is what she does for a living. Now, does that limit her options for marriage? Yeah, it does. But okay, all right, I've seen enough. We got. All right, Chris says a lot of these women live vicariously through these celebrities. So does the average man stand a chance? Well, I'm glad you said that, because let me make sure that
93.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, boo. Well, you keep me posted how it goes,
Oh,
honey.
thank
Okay, so look, there's we focused on a lot of negative things during that whole time, so I don't need to spend that much time on this. But basically, she presents herself as the fun time girl, just immature, impatient, right? Here's the thing. Is she marriageable is the real question, right? She's fit, no question about that. She's feminine. She is presentable. Her Instagram tells you she's a model, so she is attractive, no question, right? She wore a dress, and she's childless. So, she's marriageable. Chris asked in the chat if does the average guy stand a chance? Yeah, and this is how. So, as women who are 8s, 9s, and 10s, they usually stay single until their late 30s, right? And then this is, believe it or not, this is how the average man gets a chance, because they go through it. This what this woman is talking about is really textbook at this point. But usually what happens is that they get tired of the guys who are not offering them commitment, who just want to have sex with them. This is how, this is, there is an old rumor that how marriage became popular was because it was created for the concept of marriage was created for the average man. I'm not saying that's true because marriage is a concept that comes from the Bible, but there is another tale out there that says that marriage was created to give the average man a chance. Because again, all the women are focused on, they want somebody with provisioning, right? But if you're the average man, then you're just getting by. So how can you level the playing field? Well, you offer that woman commitment for a lifetime. It's to say this holds true today, in the sense that, well, how can you win over a woman like this, right? Well, it's going to take a while. You're going to have to wait, and it usually happens later in life after they've hit the wall, because the guys that she's accustomed to being with, they're not interested in her anymore, or she just gets tired of them stringing her along with sex and using her for sex. So she wants more, but those guys aren't offering more. So that's when she starts to look elsewhere, lower her standards, or get realistic standards, because the difference between a marriage-minded woman and the fun time girl will continue to have fun, but it's not even the wall at this point. It's just they realize that the men that I want don't want me for commitment. And then they'll start to look around. Well, who does? More average men will do that. Now, depending on how long they take to get to that phase, that's going to determine the type of man that she qualifies for marriage with. The sooner she realizes it, the better, right? But unfortunately, this is the downside to being in the social media era, is your exploits have been well documented. So you've got that facing against you. I mean, she's on a national show here, or international show, because Kendra has audience outside the U.S. And yeah. So if you're looking for a woman who is fit, feminine, and childless, she says she's friendly. That's debatable, because again, I suspect that she is used to dealing with guys who are 6'6", and I think she ignores the vast majority of men. That may change, or it may not even be true, but that's the vibe I'm getting put across, because this woman knows she's attractive, because again, her career is, she's modeling, she's runway model at that. So I think she knows at her level of attractiveness, and she is not giving average men a chance. That's the vibe that I'm getting. It may not be true, but she doesn't come off as being friendly to the majority of the male population. Is she cooperative? I don't think so. Just because of her, that's not the that's not what she's giving off as being cooperative. Again, I think she's dating a small percentage of guys who just using her for sex. Submissive, we didn't get to that. Uh, the fun time girl is usually not submissive though. It's part of the attractiveness. You know, you get that fire exchange because we both got, you know, we're both butting heads and it's a sexual turn on. But on this show, we're talking about marriageable. And ultimately, those things do, most men do not go for that kind of attitude long term. So that's the yeah, that I mean, again, she is marriageable because she's fit, feminine, and childless. So if those are the three things, and let me say this because True Alpha made a statement about, you know, she's for casual sex only. A lot of guys I have that perspective, but here's the thing though: you're an average man. If you're an average black man, we need, and this needs to be addressed. If you're an average black man, and the majority of black women are overweight. So if you're an average man, guess what you qualify for? An overweight woman. You know, that's just the rule. So if you're looking for a woman who is fit, the chances are there is going to be some baggage that comes with that. So again, that's why I say she's fit, feminine, and childless. And if you're looking for a woman who's in shape, the chances are, who's already in shape, chances are you're going to have to give up something in order to, you know, to achieve that, to balance that part of the equation, because fit women in our community, they're not as common. So that's just what it is. I mean, with her, she's promiscuous. If you can deal with that, I mean, yeah, I would say she is marriageable. But it's time to move on. We spent way too much time talking to this woman because, man, the delusion was real here. Do I think she's going to change after this conversation with Kendra? Probably not. But, you know, I got nothing against that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Y'all, I'm getting tired. I know we had a lot of